All right. How is it going today? We will get started here in a moment. We'll let everybody kind of log in and get ready. We got about 2 more minutes. So, as you're kind of sitting here, just get yourself ready. If you need to grab some water, which I have right here, because I'm the one doing the talking, right? But if you want to get some water, if you want to get some coffee or anything like that, this is about a 25-minute presentation. So, yeah, take that. No, just teasing. Hopefully it's fun. We'll have some fun today. I see a couple of you in here already. I know a couple of you in here, which is awesome. That's always fun. I will share my screen here in a second, but as we're just kind of getting everything ready, we'll give everybody a few moments. So if you have any questions about the presentation or anything else like that, you can let me know in the chat. I have the chat window open. I'm navigating two screens and I'm not good at it, FYI. So if I mess up and you guys are like, where is he? Just let me know in the chat, please. So if you can't see the slides when I go to share them or something like that, please let me know because I do have the chat window open. I appreciate it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hopefully everybody's having a great day so far. We'll give everybody another about minute before we get started. I think that's what it said on the app. So we will make sure that we have that ready. Give everybody another second or so. If you hear dogs barking in the background, I apologize. All right. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. It is 11:05. Welcome in. I will share my screen here in a second, but before we actually get started, there's a few of you here already. So this whole theme today is getting social, right? So June is social wellness awareness. So I don't know if you can see that. That ball keeps popping up in the background. So a big part of this is creating that social environment. A lot of times we have to connect without connecting in this kind of thing. So I want to ask you one quick question, and I would love for you to go put it in the chat. If you don't mind anybody seeing it, you can just say to everyone in the chat. If you just want me to see it, you can put it in as host and panelist. But the question for today, if you're going to go out and have dinner with friends, what food are you eating? That's the question. Food question, because I love cooking. I will let you know right now, if I'm going to take friends out, we're going to get tacos. That's what we're going to go get because taco is my thing. I love tacos. So, New Mexican food. Nice. Nice. Yeah, let put it in what you want to go eat, and then we'll go from there. Thai food. Ooh, I don't know if I've had any official Thai food. We have a Thai restaurant here, but I always get the sushi because they have a sushi chef there. So Lebanese. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds good. Awesome. Well, thank you for and sushi. Yeah. Sushi is a very social food, right? You share. I get the spicy tuna. Nobody thinks they like spicy tuna until they eat my roll, right? So then we have to buy more. Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you for those answers. Again, social wellness is creating connection even when we can't, right? So, in the new virtual environment with working from home or even hybrid workers, some days it's hard to create that connection. So, things like this, where we just ask fun questions, we get to know each other, definitely help. So, I'm going to share my screen now. So, thank you for that. And we'll go ahead and get things going. Hold on, make sure I can see where I'm at and what's going on. 1 second. I had this ready, and then you know how that happens. Every time you do that, you lose screens, right? So let me go uh, right there. All right. So welcome to our webinar today. So let me know in the chat if you can see the screen, please. And then that way I know and I can kick things off. But welcome to Get Social with Your Fitness. Awesome. Thanks, Kelly. Um, Today, our goal is to kind of update you on what that means and how this is helpful to all of us. So, I am Coach Clint. If you have not had the opportunity to meet me yet, I am the virtual performance manager and I get to help support this initiative for this month. So, I'm super excited because one of my favorite things to do is create connection through classes and virtual opportunities because that's my job. So, this allows me some opportunities to do that. So, why are we so worried about social, right? What is it with this social environment that's important? So let me go ahead and go to the next slide. So in this slide, what you're going to see is we have a very big history on social behavior, right? So you can even go back to cave drawings where we maybe were practicing combat with each other. So it got us ready for those moments that mattered in those situations. We even have some thoughts of we've been traveling together, we've been using time and materials to be connected as a people. So even back before there was maybe a social environment like we have now, we still had to be very social to survive. So it's just has become something that's ingrained in our DNA. So when we don't have that social wellness piece, we definitely feel like something might be lacking. So if we fast forward all the way up to now, right? You have 20 or 2000s to 2020s. Look at how much socialization we have, right? We have to have so much more because we're lacking in that social environment. And then we had something like a global pandemic that sent us into one-on-one stuff and virtual, and we had to learn what that looked like. And it really had big social and mental health deficits because of that. So we as people need that social environment, and this just shows that we've always had a history there. So, strong social connection is a link to lower rates of depression and anxiety. Okay, so that just means that when you have time to sit down, even with coworkers, and be present in a moment, you have that ability to kind of maybe talk through something you're going through. You have that ability to maybe change your outlook on what's going on. So even when you might be plugging into the same thoughts and feelings, it actually helps to release some of those stress hormones. So it's very important for us to form those connections and that positive relationship to just have somebody in your corner. So uh, we look at the positive benefits and the impact of fitness, right, within that social network. So the more social you are, the more fun and enjoyable. And yes, I'm starting at the bottom because in my case, that's the biggest part is I love that when we have classes, when we have that workout environment, some days I don't want to be there. So when you have those people that say hi to you, when you have those people that respond to you if it's a virtual class and you just have those opportunities to create that connection, it makes it more enjoyable. Well, with that enjoyability, what happens is you have an increase confidence and self-esteem. So maybe you want to start coming because people start noticing you, which is awesome. It makes us all feel good. You have improved mental well-being because you again have that opportunity to feel that I guess that positive reinforcement for showing up to class. Somebody saying, "Hey, great job. I know you had a busy meeting or a busy day." So it's that piece. Yes, accountability. Accountability is huge. So that's a big thing with the Coach Hub and us coaches reaching out to you. We're trying to help reinforce those positive benefits of general wellness, and that accountability can be virtual, but when you get it in person, it feels even that much better, right? It fuels that fire. There is also a big benefit to like lowering blood pressure and better weight management because you have positive hormones that we'll talk about a little bit later flowing through your system. You also have prevention of diseases. Again, with lower risk hormones running around in your body, right? Like bad things, the good can take over and makes your body feel better. So that's awesome. Uh, so the benefits of having a strong social network, right? So there's a lot of positives to social networking, but there's also a lot of negatives now. So that's where you need to be pretty picky and choosy. I'm not going to get into that today, but there's definite times for social networking that can be beneficial. So again, it's creating that connection without being maybe right there in person. So it allows you to have some of that, seeing what your family's doing when they live thousands of miles away, or seeing what a friend of yours in college is doing now that they live overseas, or whatever that might be. So it allows you to connect and have those conversations. So that's the positive, but sometimes that positive can turn into a negative depending on how you integrate that into your system. So just being good about what and how you're using these systems can definitely have a big positive implement influence. So another really big one that I think is awesome is the benefits of the immune system and cardiovascular functions. So when we increase those happy hormones, which we're going to talk about on the next slide, it does help you to eliminate some of those bad hormones, right? So it doesn't get rid of them, but it leaves less markers for those bad ones to plug into. So if you've ever done an Ergo Plus consult with myself or any of the other coaches, we talk about how Headspace can help relieve some of that inflammation in your body because it gets rid of some of those markers, right? It fills those holes with good hormones. So that's a really important part of socializing and being connected because we are such a connected people, right? We want to meet with others. Even if we are a little more introverted, you still have to have that connection. You still have that passion to learn or be around people or listen to people. So making sure that you take those opportunities to do that can have some very, very important benefits to you. All right. So talking about these happy hormones, right? So what why are we talking about hormones? Well, happy hormones, again, increase how you can adapt to what's going on around you. So, the more happy we have, so you can see here what these come from and how you get them. So, the more you plug those things into your system, the better off you're going to be because you're eliminating some of that bad. So, there's a lot of science behind it. There's a lot of things we could get into the weeds on. But just so you know, spending time with others, right? So oxytocin, that's because you're with other people. That's something that's called the love hormone sometimes, right? That's how we get that from kids. We get that from friends. We get that from family members. That one has so many benefits to our body, reduced blood pressure, better heart rate when you're working out. So there's a lot of different things that that one can for sure do. And then things like dopamine and serotonin, just being around people, working out. Okay, watch me do a pull up sometime. You'll laugh and you'll have fun and it'll make you feel better because you're increasing these good, happy hormones and you're pushing out some of that stress and anxiety that kind of get us into this position over time. So, again, these are very much reinforced by spending time with people doing those activities that you love. Run group, great example, right? We have the run team. You can talk with Coach Adrian. It's a virtual Teams chat where you can see what other people are doing. Well, that just helps to increase, again, accountability and that desire to be with those people that are interested in the same things. It just helps benefit you in the long run. So, creating those connections helps create more happy hormones. All right, let's move on. Maybe if my slide wants to advance. There we go. um, so combined benefits of physical and social activity. So you can see right here, right? Increased chances of reaching your goals. So that's that accountability piece. So thank you. Who said that? Romania. Thank you for putting that in there because that's awesome, right? That's that accountability piece. You have 19% more likely to complete a program or hit your goals when you're in a group. So does not mean you have to be an on-site class because hopefully my classes that I teach virtually feel that same desire, right? When we succeed as a team, and that's kind of that environment that we're trying to create. The Kohler effect. So in the 1920s, individuals worked harder when a member of a group. It's so true. I hear it all the time in a virtual class. We love this. This is great. The more you recite those names, the more I'm likely to do something I don't want to do, right? Just like in a on-site class, coach tells you to go do a Versa climber, right? This machine by yourself, you're not going to do it. But if we tell you as a team to do it and hit some goal, most likely you're going to jump up there because we have that social environment. This also works very well, by the way, for stretch groups. So I was a part of the RA4 stretch team, and we would go up to like the seventh and sixth floor and do stretch groups. Well, the first time we had a few people, including the admin. As more people saw it, more people saw these people walking in. They asked questions, they started to join. It was amazing what we could do in that stretch break because everybody kind of fed off of each other's energy. So, again, it's that effect of I can get more done when I feel good, and I can go do this with other people and feel good in that environment and maybe do a stretch I didn't feel like I ever wanted to do. So it's pretty awesome. You also get that increased confidence boost. You see somebody else achieve, it gives you that ability to go out and attack that until you can get to that goal. And then you can ask for questions too. So that's awesome. Accountability, social support. Again, in this world that we're in, having a positive social team around you. So those people that are there for giving you that encouragement, telling you you're doing an amazing job, even work and fitness, you have huge positive benefits because of that reinforcement of good deeds or proper work done. It's amazing how much that changes your mindset, even when you feel like maybe you're struggling, to get somebody to say, "Hey, great job on your insert thing here," right? It allows you to change that mindset from maybe a fixed crap, I need to get this done, to a growth mindset of I'm already doing really good. I can take that next step. Okay. And that's fitness, that's work, that's family environment, right? And this travels so many different places having good social team around you. All right, this next one. How do we make fitness more social, right? So exercise together, we flourish together, right? So right now, and I can speak to myself, I'm a father of three. I have kids all over this house, right? And it's summer, so they're home from school. So bringing them into workouts. So the cool thing about the virtual program is you have access to doing this when you're at home. You can watch it on demand or live classes and bring the kids. Okay. If you take one of my classes, I encourage you to put their names in the chat so we can shout them out. They feel connected. You start to build some of that bonding between you and them, just like you would in a class. So you get the accountability of, I guarantee if your kids are like mine, if you have kids, they'll be like, "Dad, where's our workout today?" So it's pretty awesome, and it's more likely to be active when you bring them in, right? So again, social things, TV, that stuff. Uh, I try to keep my kids away, but this is definitely a way we can do this together. And it's even going out and throwing like a baseball, which I'm new to, but my kid loves it. So getting out and doing stuff like that, that counts, right? Movement is here for all of us. It's easy to do. Stretch breaks, workouts, whatever it might be, is great. Um, Getting into like groups with similar values, interests, right? So mom and me groups, fit after 40, which Coach Adrian does a lot. The run training, run groups, those are awesome. I know I have some adventure runners out there getting together, even if it's virtually, but communicating these things. Again, it just builds that accountability. It builds that team feel, and it can make us be way more successful. Set some boundaries, right? So maybe as a team, you guys say, "Hey, for lunch break, we're going to go take metabolic challenge down in the fitness center, or we're going to take a virtual stretch break together," right? Having those times to meet up and do these things is really awesome. And setting those boundaries is not only good for your mental health because you're taking time for yourself, but doing that as a group makes you feel less like you're taking away from work, and maybe it's more now I'm including others and we can do this as a team. So you might be more accountable to actually taking that break, which is beneficial in so many ways. Um, Interesting. My slide advanced, but didn't advance. There we go. Uh, Having strong relationships can have a 50% increase on quality of life and longevity. Isn't that amazing? The fact that taking advantage of some of the relationships we already have can definitely build that quality of life, right? And that's something we talk about all the time is getting ready for the moments that matter. That doesn't mean getting your Q4 job done on time, right? It does, but most likely when we're talking about this stuff, it's ready for the moments that matter. My 16-month-old running into the room, me picking him up and not getting hurt, or the stress of just life and everything on top of me. And I know how to utilize my friend groups or my social network or my workout group to help push some of that stress away and be me, right? That's getting me ready for that moment that matters most. So that's where these teams, that's where these social networks can really come in and shine, is when it comes to having a higher quality of life. And that's work life also. So keep that in mind and just remember those around you that are there and important to you. So let's look at a couple of the resources. And actually, let's make sure I didn't skip a slide. No, I did not. Okay, I was just making sure. Looking at some of the resources that you have. So again, on-demand classes, great to do with your kids because maybe they're at camp all day and when they get home and it matches your time, you can schedule, right? And that's awesome. Live stream classes, that's me, right? Me, Coach Adrian, Coach Will, we and Coach Nicole, we come in and we teach classes. We try to make those as site like as we can, is a good way to say it, I guess, is we try to bring that energy. We try to make you feel connected with those in the class. I have a couple of class members here, so thank you for being here. I'm not going to shout you out for that, but it's awesome. It's an awesome opportunity for us to create that community feel and succeed together in a program. You do have like the communities and challenges, which is always feels good when you get those badges on your app. We have one-on-one coaching where you can create a relationship with a coach and you can go through and read the bios. And I always suggest that read the bios, find a coach that speaks to you. In those bios, we try to be as raw as we can and still stay really professional, but so that you can get a sense of who we are. And once you create that connection, it really helps with that accountability and continuing. Nutrition team. We have such an amazing nutrition team. And if you look outside of this program, nutrition can get really expensive. So the fact that you have that and you can create that relationship with them, they can hold you accountable. They can give you ideas. Kids are home right now, right? So snack ideas to keep everybody healthy is awesome. And then within your Ergo Plus, right? And some of you might be coming from Ergo Plus. Some of you might not have ever heard of Ergo Plus, but Ergo Plus is your run through of all the different things that you have available to keep you happy and healthy at work, including some of these mental health tools like Headspace and the Employee Assistance Program in Modern Health, so that we can create that work life balance. And then you can spread that joy and stuff to those around you, creating more connection. Um, that's also a one-on-one guidance. So we definitely can talk more about what that looks like in that concierge appointment and get you set up so that you are, again, ready for those moments that matter. Okay. Um, I just want to thank you for your time. And again, creating the social connection of asking questions in the chat. That's something that's big for me is I try to make you feel as communicated and this is a conversation, even though it's a one-way live stream. I try to make you feel connected that way. And it's huge to me to see that. So with that being said, I'm going to leave the chat open. We have a few more minutes left. If you need to see another slide or need me to dive into any more of that, please let me know. I will also answer any questions that pop up. And yes, I can share the running teams chat. I can. Let me grab that while we're here, and I will put it in the chat. Great question. Yes, and that is Coach Adrian does that. It's also a hiking group, so there's a hiking aspect to that. Now, if you're in Arizona, right, obviously hiking right now is a little brutal. So you probably won't be doing that right this moment, but it's pretty awesome. And maybe you are. I don't know. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's one of those things, right? I will grab that right now. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the link to the full teams, which is the full suite of all the different communities we have in teams. Yes, joined hiking, but seen anything from them. Yes, we actually are revamping the team's channels right now. So um, we're trying to nutrition club. Um, Nicole is wanting to start a mindset club. So we're in the process of revamping those clubs right now so that we can create that more community. I have a couple on my own teams chat. So if you take metabolic challenge or total body challenge with myself, again, my whole thing is creating community. I have teams chats for those classes. That's something we're seeing how that works and what that looks like for other coaches. But that's so that we can communicate maybe missed classes or talk to each other about goals and stuff. So it's really to try to create that environment. So yes, we are in the process, long answer, we're in the process of revamping some of those right now. Great question, Kelly. Thank you. Any other questions? You got me here. You got me here. You might as well ask them. uh, I just again, yeah, did that show up, by the way? I guess I could ask that. Make sure that it's showing up for you. Yes, good. Awesome. Yeah, some of them are the hidden, right? You have to click that and then it pops up. And then each site has them too. So you might depending on where you're at. So yeah, Mind Body Kettlebell Club probably isn't going anywhere right now because we don't have a kettlebell coach right now. Rowing Club, if you like to do the rower and stuff, Campy does that. We just did the big row challenge, which was awesome. But you can also look at like your different sites, so you can go in there, communicate with them that way, which is awesome. Oregon has a soccer group. Didn't know if any of you know that, but I believe it's at 53rd Park, if I'm remembering that correctly. And it's Coach Scott. So he's back. He left for a while, but he does a soccer group in Oregon. If I was in Oregon, I would be a part of that group. I could do it virtually. Maybe Scott can bring me on his. He totally would, just on purpose. Well, we got about 4 more minutes left. So that was it for me. While you're here, just give yourself a big wide opening stance. We'll just kind of do a little rotation since you're here anyway. Take a deep breath in, make that nice airplane shape. Nice little stretch, reach up, stretch things out. Even little movements like this, right? Maybe the person in the cube next to you, if you're doing that in your cube, they're like, what is going on? Opens the door. You can tell them a joke, dad, mom joke, whatever that might be. You can get a little stretch in with them, be like, hey, this just loosens up my shoulders. A coach just told me to do that, right? I stole that one from Michael Phelps. If you've ever seen him do that, it's amazing. He's so flexible. But yeah, just open the door. Be goofy, be great. That's the best way to be you. It's awesome. So I just appreciate your time today. I'm actually going to bring this over now. We'll stop sharing here. Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, everyone. Um, go get some good food. I like to always leave my classes with a little action plan. So my action plan for you is if it's movement and socialization, if it's just walking around to the cubes and saying hi, it's amazing what a smile can do. I don't know if you've ever had a bad day and you're just kind of, you just have that feel and somebody walks by and just gives you a nice little smile or even says, hey, how are you doing? it's amazing how much that changes your outlook, right? So give somebody that opportunity, smile at somebody today. I know sometimes it can be awkward walking through the halls, but it's amazing what a smile can actually do. So get out there, be social. June is social wellness. It's also men's mental health. So speaking of that, happy Father's Day to any fathers out there. Me, hey. But this is something we definitely, it creates that social wellness. So keep that in mind. Be as much you as you can be in those moments. Share your light is a thing I like to see and say, because it means a lot, right? It's just being you and just giving somebody that opportunity to feel that. So thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for chatting back and forth. I appreciate you for your efforts in this. Hopefully you came away with a little something and a little knowledge of how to use social wellness and your movements. If you ever have any questions, please reach out to me. I will be emailing you all a link to that survey so that you can follow up and let us know how we're doing with these webinars. Just helps us build better content for you all. If you want to practice a little social wellness, on Thursday, I will be running the Headspace webinar. You'll see that on the app also. It's a very practical one, but being there might build up that opportunity to learn more about mind and body, and you might meet some people there that you can say hi to. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for your time today. We are officially out of here, so go ahead and grab some lunch, and I will chat with you all next time. Thanks, everyone. Again, I'm Coach Clint. Go enjoy your social wellness, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye, everyone. Thank you.